Hey, happy Monday, everybody. I'm sitting here with Jason Porter, the assistant coach there at William Peace University there in North Carolina. And he's been happy enough, or I guess nice enough, to take some time out to, you know, talk a little basketball recruiting with us. So, Jason, how you doing today?
Not too bad, man. How about yourself?
Well, I'm living the dream. So, well, yeah, if you want to go ahead and, just kind of talk to the kids about, recruiting and what they should be doing and any other tidbits you can help them out with, that would be great.
All right. Well, first off, you got to understand that this 2021 cycle is not going to be like anybody else's cycle that we've seen. Um, a lot of the events that we would have to get you exposure has already happened or been canceled, like the April Live period that came and went. We didn't have any events, so it's going to be more imperative than ever that students take their own initiative as far as getting recruited. Now, one of the biggest things that people make a pitfall with is they compare themselves to other players. They'll go out there and they'll see somebody playing at a local high school and they say, well, I scored so many points against that person, or I did so much against that person. How come they're getting looked at and I'm not? Well, I mean, you have to understand, and just at the D3 level, for example, there's 420 some colleges out there who play D3 basketball. There's probably about another 300 in D2, another 360 in D1. So let's say there's 1,000 schools out there. Only about 5% of students play at the next level, period. D1, D2, D3, doesn't matter. So you have to get a little bit lucky, but at the same time, you have to do a little bit of legwork yourself. Um, First and foremost, this is kind of like the do's and don'ts of recruiting. First things you can do is make sure that you have the grades. If you don't have the grades, it won't matter. We have lost several kids over the last couple of years due to grades that definitely could play, but we couldn't get them in. So if you want to give yourself a chance, make sure you have the grades. If you're looking to go D2, D1, make sure that you get into that clearinghouse as soon as possible. Make sure that you go through that process and get everything squared away. As far as communication with coaches is huge. If you don't have communication, then I mean, coaches are going to move on to somebody who will. I know for my experience in the past, if I've reached out to a kid and I don't hear back from them in a couple of days, then I write that kid off and go to the next person. Um, I mean, like you said, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of kids out there looking to play college basketball. Um, if you won't respond to me, if you won't fill out your paperwork, you won't get your questionnaires in, you won't fill out your application, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on you. I'm going to move on to the next kid who shows some initiative, some people that look like they want to play. Um, like I said, I can't see everybody. I would love to be able to see everybody, but it's not possible. So you need to do some legwork on your own. Make sure that you're reaching out to these schools. Make sure that you're reaching out to some of these coaches. Make sure you do your homework as far as the schools that you want to go to. Um, Make it easier on yourself to get seen. Now, a lot of people love the highlight clips, the mixtapes. That's great if that's what you're into. Me personally, I could care less. It gives me an idea of what you can do, but I'm 45 years old. I got bad knees. I can't see. If you take me a full season worth of basketball games, I could probably look good in 2 minutes. Yeah, you can find 2 minutes worth of crap I did good all year long to put into a video, and I would probably come out okay. Um, Send us some game film. It doesn't have to be a full game or anything. Send me a quarter. Send me like 5 minutes of just uninterrupted game film. Let me see how you play defense. Let me see how you get back. Let me see how you interact with your teammates. Let me see how you look when you go to the huddle. If you go into the huddle and you're doing your own thing, you're not looking at your coach, you're not talking with your teammates, you're not locked in, I don't want you. Um, Send me video of how you do in the warm-up line. I can go into a gym 9 times out of 10, and I can take a look at a kid in the warm-up line. I can tell if I want that kid to play for me or not. When they're going through and they're half-hearted through the layups and just kind of walking through the drills, chances are I'm not going to want them. Another thing is you can do is kind of help yourself out with. This goes for the parents as well as it's for the kids. After that first initial observation, we're not really looking to see how you play. We know you can play. We're looking for the circus around you, so to speak. We're looking to see how you handle yourself. We're looking to see how you play. We're looking to see, make sure that you have a consistent motor. We're looking to see all these type of things. And attitude is huge. when you get brought onto a college team, you're being brought on for 4 years. You're being brought in to be part of that family. So you have to fit in with everybody else that's going on. Not only that, but you have to be the type of kid that we want to coach for 4 years, if that makes sense. So if we see you out there yelling and screaming at your teammates, we see you disinterested on the bench when you come out, we see you throwing a temper tantrum when you do come out of the game. And everybody's seen that from a player standpoint. Coach subs them out, and they're like, what did I do? Like, man, leave that crap at home. Parents, if you're up in the stands and you're going just completely ballistic bonkers, no coach is going to have to want to put up with that for 4 years. So it's a whole kid type thing that we're looking at. But on the other side, like I said, just market yourself. Make sure that you're doing everything that you can to put the best foot forward. Be careful with your social media. Don't be putting stuff out there that you wouldn't want your grandma to see. Best case I can think of is just don't hit send. There's lots of things that we can think. There's lots of things we can type out. Just don't hit send. And then kind of be careful of who you associate with, because, like I said, it's not just you that's coming to college. It's everything about you that's coming to college. Everything that's about you is coming into that program, and we have to be careful as far as the mix that we keep into the program, so to speak, because we don't want one or two bad apples to come in and ruin a whole batch, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
What kind of questions you got?
That makes great sense, man. I really appreciate that. And that seems to be the common theme with all of the college coaches, is that, on the court is just a little smidgen of what you guys are looking for, especially at the D3 level. You are looking for that complete student athlete. So it sounds very consistent to what the other coaches are telling our kids too. So it's just like, take care of your grades, take care of, that whole person, philosophy.
Right. Well, not only that, but once you leave high school, you're used to being the big dog. You're used to being the leading scorer, whatever the case is. And you're coming into an environment where you're 18 years old playing against 22-year-olds, 21-year-old grown women, or grown men in that case. You're not going to be coming in and being that main cog right off the bat. How are you going to handle that adversity? How are you going to be able to handle being a role player? How are you going to handle growing into your preferred role? How are you going to handle only getting maybe 5 or 6 shots a game? That's a big adjustment for kids. Not everybody can handle it. Not everybody can handle, biding their time and that delayed gratification. Everybody in the society right now wants what they want right now. It's an instant gratification type system that we have, and that doesn't work. You're leaving high school where you're everything, and you're kind of going into the real world now. Because if we don't win, we're out of a job. So we want you to grow. We want you to have a good time. We want you to experience everything that you can at the college level. But at the same point in time, we have an obligation to the school and to the rest of the team and everything else to put the best product that we can out there on the floor. And for a lot of these kids, it's the very first time they've ever heard that they're not the best thing on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have to make sure we have the kids that can handle that.
Yep. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to, help us out and, help kids during this uncertain time. Because, we all have questions. So thank you for, taking the time to help them.
No worries. If I can say one more thing to them, I would say this. Don't get caught up on the level. Don't get caught up on D1, D2, D3. There's 100 kids, almost a week. They go into the transfer portal at the D2, D1 level. They get where they're going, and they worried about the prestige, wherever they're looking at. And next thing you know, they never see the floor, and then they end up going back a level, or they transfer to another school. Don't worry about the level so much. There's good basketball at D1, D2, D3, JUCO, NAIA. There's good basketball across the board. What you're there for is to get an education, first and foremost. And you're looking to find a place that you can set yourself up for the next phase of your life, which is young adulthood. Where are you going to be able to go that you can play basketball, actually see time on the floor, contribute the whole 9 yards that you want to, and set yourself up for your best future? That's what you need to look at. Don't get caught up on the status of D1, D2, D3, or anything else of that nature. Just go where you can play, Go where you can have a good experience and go where you can get a good education.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks again for your time, and happy Monday.
Yes, sir. The same to you.
All right. Thanks.